So you're welcome to the class of Creativity and Design. Today here at Covenant University, for those of you who are in space, we're going to focus on one of the major topics that everybody is very interested in. And that's because it's related to artificial intelligence. The truth of the matter is that that shouldn't have been the name in space, as we know it in the space of creation. Artificial intelligence resides in the digital space, and that digital space is where all our computers, our smartphone, and every other digital devices exist. And you can't talk about artificial intelligence that you call AI without using digital devices. So the digital space is the actual reference to the reflection of its true nature. So that's why I emphasize that it is called digital intelligence. So today, you can see in front of the class, we have some of the tools of production, from the beads to the mirrors to the materials, from sewing materials to other materials. And we're going to take a look at that as it relates to artificial intelligence in the digital age. And then we're going to talk about digital immortality, sustainability, and how to be able to sustain your skills creating well-being and well-being. So for us to start, we quickly go to here, and you can see there's a picture of a human eye, if you want to take a look at that. Now, if you look at this human eye very well, you will see that if I expand around this space here, there's the retina. The retina allows the eyes to retain image. That is why it's called retina. And you have to remember that whatever retains image is a memory card. So even in the human eyes, the animal eyes, and every other eyes, including the digital eyes, we have a form of retina. Now, in the inner part of that eye is the inner part of the iris, and that's a space there that mimics the lens of a camera. And we're going to see how that relates to artificial intelligence. Vision is very, very important in the age of digital intelligence and artificial intelligence. So in that case, we're now moving to one of the artificial intelligence that is popular today, apart from your chat GPT or whatever you call it, is the Facebook Meta AI. Facebook Meta AI. Facebook Meta AI allows us to do a lot of magic. You can see their logo. They kept it simple, so if you're designing an application, you want to learn from this form of branding. The simpler, the better. And you can see some of the things they are involved in. You can use the Meta AI to imagine an idea before you move into creating the product with your design thinking stages. You can also use it to do research about products, about what's happening, and you can use it to even create videos and pictures, images, and you can use it to also create a form of digital immortality for yourself, and we're going to do that today. Now, when you look at that, we're dealing with images that are both artificial in nature and real in nature, based on the memory of all of us together in that digital space called the internet. So you can see here now we have the Meta AI that I actually named Meta DI. I changed the AI to digital intelligence instead of artificial intelligence. And you can see that in this case now, I said to the Meta AI, imagine Aboyade creative intelligence. And its imagination of my intelligence gave birth to this. And you can see what it's saying. It says, Oluwole Aboyade works in creativity and design. Seems to be a specific area of interest. While I don't have direct information on his work, I can share some general insight on creativity and design. And you can see that it mimics what I do for a living. It's able to generate what is related to my skills, to my memory, and my ability. And this is actually true because from the pictures you see over here, you can see that it puts a boy into a studio working with digital device. And if you come over here, see the similarity. This is me. The AI did not see this picture before creating this for me, putting me in that digital space. So that artificial intelligence that generated something from my prompt was able to create something similar to my actual memory in the digital space. You can see me with monitors, with audio there in my studio, working in my design studio in Miami, Florida, in the United States of America. And you can see over here, it created something similar. That is part of digital immortality. This picture was taken as far back as 2007. So you can imagine it's been over 12 years. And this is me now at Covenant University over here. And you can see that the image, I fed it my own image just to see if that AI can talk about what I do from my image. Some of you will have to do that today. And you can see that from here, I just took a screenshot and I fed it into the Meta AI, and it's able to say the image you have shared appears to be a screenshot of a Facebook video link, specifically from the profile of Aboyade Oluwole. From that image, it was able to determine that that image is coming from my profile. So you can imagine on my profile, if I have something that is not related to creativity and design, it will not talk about it. So all of you have to be conscious about that. When you are on social media, it is what you are interested in, what you have passion for, what will reflect your skills and your ability that you must have on your profile page. Not just any random content. And that's very, very important because you have to brand yourself before you can learn to brand a product or service. And you can see here, it talks about some of the things I talk about in class: unlocking creative potential, understanding creative intelligence, application of creative intelligence. The things I've talked about in this class. You can see that from that, I now fed it what we have done in class. I fed it a screenshot of our creativity and design Facebook page. And in that case, it was able to talk about creativity and design by Oluwole Aboyade. So that means the Meta AI is able to create intelligence that is not fake. And that's a good thing. And if it's not fake, it is not artificial. It is reality. That reality has led us to this creation that we are creating now. So you can see from here now, look at Google, and Google now said creating with Meta AI, and you can see that Meta AI now is now becoming very popular. I now said to the Meta AI, I said, what is digital immortality? I want to see if it understands digital immortality, if that is a reality, if that is a possibility. And look at what it says there. Digital immortality refers to the concept of preserving human consciousness, memories, or personality in a digital format, potentially allowing individuals to live on in a visual form after their physical death. Be careful, please. So that means it is able to understand that yes, digital immortality is a reality. Let me just adjust my camera a little bit from the shake, but that's all right. So, and you can see right there that we were able to actually get the digital immortality recognized by Meta AI. And if Meta AI, Gemini, ChatGPT, they are talking about, even YouTube, all of their AI engines are talking about digital immortality, you should be able to embrace that and create it. That is what I'm telling you. And you will see how that relates to product creation. Because every product you create is part of your immortal state in the digital state. Okay? So if you are an engineer, everything you do in class will be part of what we should be finding online relating to your existence. If you are a medical student, by the time we go to your social media space, we should be able to see things that reflect your being a medical student. If you are a bioinformatics student, we should be able to see information about that on your social media handle, not just some random pictures that is not related to what you do. Because your digital immortality will allow you to create. Now look at this. This is YouTube, Aboyade Creative Intelligence, and you can see I have a lot of videos reflecting some of the things the Meta AI has talked about. And you can see all of them. videos that we've done in this class, reflecting digital immortality itself, design thinking, user's experience, and so on. So today now, you can see my YouTube page, and you can see that already everything here is already talking about what I do. So each one of you now, you will have to go into, I will call your digital device, you must connect to either YouTube or to any social media or any internet platform, and I want you to ask the search engine there or their whatever AI. You will have to input your name, and I want to see what that search engine is talking about you. Because if you, as a student of creativity and design, does not have an online presence that reflects your education, your intelligence, and your passion, that means you cannot design. And if you are designing to disrupt, and we don't want that. Okay? So we're going to do that as a practical before we even go deep into our practical. So let's move on, and you can see some of the things that we have over here. So right here, I'm going to just fast forward so that we can start our practical. I'm going to the very last end. So you can learn how to use better AI. You can use the imagine button. And I think I will just have to go through it here for you guys quickly. So if you want to use Meta AI, you have to remember, so look at Meta AI, it has the plus button. That is the button you press to upload an image, and it will be able to interpret the image for you as to the content. It can create video from that image. You can see the canvas. The canvas will allow you to do text editing and so on. I think some of them have the better version now, and they're working on it. And you can see the imagination of ideas. Okay, it can help you in your design thinking process and stages. So those are the tools over there. Now, if you look at on this side of the board, it has all discover and notifications, and everything you do on that platform, it will archive it as your digital immortality. So you must be doing something you will be proud of in a billion years from now. That being said, I'm just going to feed your eyes a little bit about space and its intelligence. Look at design. Now, look at everybody looking at this design. This design is old. It's very old. But you look at this craft, this design. I want you to look at that. Look at this one now. Incorporated into the environment. Can you see that design? Look at this design. Can you see what they're doing? These are advanced form of design and creation. They are all under creativity and design. And you can look at this one. Look at this one. If you have a video, a smartphone, you can record this class. And the video you can own, you can share it on social media. That's how confidence we have about what we teach you here as the intelligence that has the healthy nature. So you can see what they are creating. You can look at some of their designs. Look at this as it relates to the environment, and you can look at some of their design. This is to ignite your creative intelligence, is to help your retina, your memory to imagine. Okay? To imagine. And you can look at this one. Look at the environment there. Look at the design of the spacecraft incorporated into that environment. And you remember we started with the eyes, and look at where we ended up. We ended up with the camera, so you can see that the similarity with the human eyes or the animal eyes to the digital eyes. Vision is very important, and you can see it right there in the camera, the lens. And that is why anywhere you see the mirror in a camera, it reminds you that it is not fake, it is reality. And that is why we're having mirrors in our practical class today. I will use the mirrors to do design. We'll continue from what we did last week today. Now, if you move on now, I'm just going to get back to our creativity and design space here. And just slide through, and then we'll start our practical. Okay? And before we start our practical, I want everybody, please, if you have a digital device, I want you to now get your phone or your iPad. I want you to connect to the internet. You can get on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram, or even Telegram. And I want you to use the search engine to search for who you are. I want to see it. I'm going to score you. Okay, I'll be coming around. I want your whatever you have, whatever the search engine is talking about you, must reflect what your school intelligence is, what your passion is, and what you do what you've been doing. Okay? So we must be able to use that digital device. We must be able to use that digital device to see what you've been doing, to know who you are, what you've done. Because that is the purpose of you having all these search engines, all this artificial intelligence. Why do you have them if they are not saying something good about you? And you guys are not children anymore. You are adults. You've been creating. You've been designing. So please sit down. And that digital device, I will come around and I will quickly come around and I will score you on that. Now, as I come around, if you don't have internet, pair with somebody that has access to internet. You will have to type your name into the search engine, like the search engine for Facebook, Telegram, Instagram, or YouTube, or even Google. And once you type your name in that space, I want to see the images and the words that is describing who you are. You can't tell me you are over 18 years old and you don't have a presence on the digital space. If you don't have a presence on the digital space, you are away from reality. And that is not a good thing. Okay? So I will be coming around, and then once we do that, we will move to our practical, and you can see we will continue with our eye mirror design from last week. So let me just get my camera so you can see we'll be designing and we'll be creating with this. So we'll continue our digital immortality as it relates to sustainability and design the digital age. Thank you.